Hello everyone, welcome to Conversations with Sakina. In today's video we are doing a pick a card for taking a look at the week of September 9th through September 15th to see what may be in store for you. So take a look at the images on the screen and choose the one that appeals to you the most. Timestamps are in the description box below. Enjoy! Hello, Pile 1. So we are going to shuffle up these cards and make sure they're good and mixed. I can't do it in front of the camera, not enough room. So let's get them shuffled and we'll split the deck and see what cards come up for you for this week. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Six of Cups. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. So give me a moment. I'm going to take a look at what's here. So we have water and fire, and we do not have earth and air. So this is telling me right off the bat, and let me make sure that you can see these. This is telling me right off the bat that the cards are suggesting for this week that grounding is necessary and breathing is necessary. I always take that on a physical aspect. One moment. Sammy, stop snoring. My chihuahua was snoring. Always take that on a physical aspect because the cards are more on a spiritual plane. So without the air and without the earth, this is grounding and this is breathing. So start a practice this week if you can of going out in nature, taking a walk, breathing as you do, just taking in fresh air and letting it out very slowly. And do that if you can. Otherwise, just go out and sit in the grass or go out and sit by a tree. Walk outdoors in your bare feet, play in a plant, repot a plant, do something in soil with your hands, whatever it is, just make sure that you ground. And as you do, breathe. Just deep breath in and slowly let it out. And deep breath in and slowly let it out. So the cards for this week, we've got the Queen of Cups, and this is telling me that you are somebody who is apparently attempting to nurture your intuition, really bring out, maybe you're working on that quite heavily here recently, and this week is really going to amp up with working with your intuition. And you may not even be doing it purposely. Maybe you're noticing that all of a sudden there's things happening where you just have this intuitive something in your gut. You just feel something, and those feelings are very, very strong. And when you feel them and you follow through with them, you feel very good about what you've done. And with the Six of Cups, it looks like you're also remembering back to other times, maybe when you were younger, other times in which your intuition really seemed to be focused hard, really seemed to be working way above what you ever remember having done. And I think you maybe had pushed it aside at one point. Things changed, something changed, and you weren't able to keep that up. But now I think this week, this is really going to amp up for you. Another change is in store here because things run in cycles. So you've had this, and we even have another wheel here, one on each end. Things run in cycles. So you may have a stronger intuitive pull when the moon is a certain phase, or you may have a more intuitive pull when a certain season is in play. And this is maybe why you're being urged to ground and breathe, because to get your intuition to work in this way, this strongly, as it appears it's meant to through this week, you need to be grounded and you need to be breathing. You need to be very balanced, and that's what that does. Grounding and breathing balances you, and that allows your intuition to flow in a way that maybe you've never known that it could. And it's also saying with the Six of Cups that some of this intuitive knowledge, some of this intuitive experience is going to come through in ways of things that you remember. So in other words, some of the symbolism that you might see imagery wise, some of the symbolism will be connected to something you remember as a child or in earlier years, however old you are. So let's say you see somebody giving somebody flowers in your mind, and you recall receiving flowers in such a way from someone. And maybe that was someone you were in a relationship with. So you would know that what you're seeing in your mind is a relationship connection. Or you might see an aviator hat with goggles, as is on the card. And maybe for you, that was an experience where you actually got to put a pair of those on and you were at like an aviator museum or something like that. And so that you know that that is based on possible airplane or an aviator museum or just someone who has a wish to fly planes. You'll have to work out that symbolism for yourself, but you're being urged to do that. This is a whole new cycle for you starting this week. And it's not just something that will last this week. It's going to go on for quite some time. It's a new level of intuition for you. So that is what we are seeing in the cards for this week, pile 1. So let's see what happens with it. Take care. Hello, pile 2. So we are going to take a look at the cards for the week of September 9th through the 15th and see what may be in store for you. So I'm shuffling the cards. I can't do it in front of the camera, not enough room, but you can certainly hear them. Then I'm going to cut the deck and see what cards come up for you for this week. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Nine of Pentacles. And we have the Seven of Cups. So we have fire, we have earth, and we have water, but we have no air. So this is either saying you need to start breathing, put some breathing practice in, or it could mean that you are holding your breath on something. So let's see what the cards have to share. So this Four of Wands is a card of celebration. This week may start out with, this is something that you need to acknowledge. Something that you've done, something that you've created, something that you've worked on. You need to acknowledge your progress. So this is kind of like a milestone to say, hey, look what I've done. And it seems like with this Nine of Pentacles, the energy that you are putting into this is meant to improve whatever it is that you want for life here on earth, what you want your life to be like. And as you see here, we have a lady who seems to be very well off. And this is also indicated by the fact that she has a falcon here, because only the well-to-do ladies back in the day could have a falcon. They could afford to have a falcon. So this looks like an energy of really wishing to improve the energy of your life, for sure. And with the Seven of Cups, it looks like you may be having a little bit of a difficult time wondering maybe if you're on the right track for this. I mean, you're going to celebrate where you're at currently, but you might be having a little bit of trouble trying to figure out whether or not this is what you really want to be doing, what you feel is the best thing for you at this time. So as you see, the gentleman here is standing there staring at all the different options in these cups and trying to decide which one is the best one. And this is a good practice. It really is. And I would suggest using your intuition to make that choice, because a 7 is a card of foundation. It's a 4 plus a 3. So 4 is a foundation, 3 is growth. So if you want to grow and you want to find a way to get to that specific life energy, as in the 9 of Pentacles, you want to make sure you choose something that has a very, very strong foundation. And since this is the 4 of Wands, and 4 is stability, structure, foundation, it's kind of doubling up on that. So whatever your choice is, make sure that you can create a very solid foundation with it so that you can grow. You don't want it ended up being the Tower, which, because the foundation is not strong, it just comes tumbling down. So you don't want that. So your choice needs to be thought about, felt in your heart. Let it come from your heart. Let your intuition tell you which choice is best. But don't forget to celebrate where you currently are, because everything that happens in life is a stepping stone to the next step. And it looks like, you're wanting to get to that dynamic energy of life, that good life. You want to have pretty much everything that you need to survive comfortably. So it's giving you pointers here as to how to get to that. It's not telling you exactly what to do or what you should be doing to get to that. It's just saying make sure that you celebrate every milestone, because that's important. You need to celebrate yourself so that you can continue moving forward. And when you make that choice, make it through your intuition and how you feel. Let it really come from the heart, whatever it is. So I'm thinking without the air here, you've maybe been holding your breath, trying to figure out what it is that you should be doing, or what you want to do. Is it the right thing to do, or should you do this or this or this? So this is what the cards are sharing for the week of September 9th through the 15th, pile 2. Until next time, take care. Hello, pile 3. So we are going to take a look at what the week of September 9th through the 15th may have in store for you. So I'm shuffling the cards behind the camera because there's no room in front of the camera. And I'll shuffle, and then I will split the deck to see what cards are coming forth for you this week, pile 3. So we have the 10 of Cups, very happy card, the 10 of Swords, and the Moon. So we have water, we have air, and we have water. Water, air, and water. So we do not have fire and earth. So that tells me that grounding is probably necessary, and fire. Maybe you're going a little too fast with something, or maybe you're just kind of missing some heat, some passion. So let's see what the cards have to say here. So We have the Ten of Cups first, and this looks like you're starting the week out in a very, very happy place where everything feels good. You're like on top of the world for some reason. Maybe something has happened before this that is just, maybe all your wishes have come true all of a sudden, and here you are. You're just feeling on top of the world. But with the Ten of Swords, you've got this idea in your mind that you don't deserve to be happy, and that you probably shouldn't, hope that things are as they feel, because everything's going to come crashing down, and that'll be the end of everything. That'll just be the end of all your happiness. And you just seem to be ever so afraid to celebrate this happiness, to really feel it. You're kind of holding yourself back. And the Moon card is saying, this is a secret side of you. You tend to maybe sabotage yourself to some degree, and this is the cards sharing with you that you deserve this for sure. We all deserve to be happy, and this is like the ultimate happy, which can also be an illusion. But I don't think it's an illusion, but in your mind, you're thinking every time something good happens, something bad follows. So I better not allow myself to be happy for any length of time. And this literally is the shadow side of yourself talking. And your subconscious knows that it's possible to be happy for sure. It's been happy before in other lifetimes. It knows. It has secrets there that the conscious mind has no idea. It's the conscious mind that's saying, beware, be careful, always. It's not that it wants to ruin your fun. It just is there to protect you and doesn't want you to get into the habit of feeling wonderful, because then possibly something bad will happen. That is your conscious mind saying that. So the cards are saying for this week, you're to practice being that happy individual. Practice being a believer in your own life, in your own ability to be happy. Put this out of your mind and try to balance, if you can. Try to give a little focus to your light side and a little focus to your dark side, and see if you can bring them together, kind of like a compromise in an argument. Because if you can marry those two together, even if something would happen, and inevitably it does. I mean, it does to all of us. Inevitably, it is when something wonderful happens, you can't remain on that high forever. Life happens, and something may happen that can bring it down. But if you know and you've married your two selves together, your shadow side and your light side, and you realize that this is kind of how this human experience goes, you don't have to be brought completely down by the fact that something changes. You'll be able to see something beyond the shadows of the moon that doesn't seem quite real. So with the fire and the earth that's missing here, the fire, and if we look here, we have the sun back here, which is fire, obviously. You're not allowing yourself to have that passion for life that you probably should have, because you have this fear. If you get something good, something bad will happen. And the cards are saying, no, not this time. Spirit is saying, no, not this time. Let's do this differently this week. And from obviously here on out, let's do this differently. So start out with grounding yourself, going out in nature and just enjoying some time, maybe talking to yourself and being grateful out loud for all the things that you have and all the wonderful things that are a part of your life at this point in time. Build up your vibration that way. And then don't worry about the possibility of something happening. Realize that it is a part of life, but it doesn't have to happen after every good thing. If you expect it, it's like attracts like, or the law of attraction. If you're thinking that nothing good can happen for you, that's what the universe believes that you expect, and that's what you get. But if you start raising your vibration to this and not this, then you're going to see some magical stuff start to happen for you. But you do have to do the work. So, pile 3, that is it for this week's reading. Let's see what happens with it. Take care.